All right, so one of the first things you have to do as a copywriter is you have to grab the person's attention. Now, not only do you have to do this at the very, very beginning, right? Like when you're trying to get them to find out about your company from the very, very beginning out there in the wild, but you need to do it every step along the way, right? That's the first battle you have to win. You have to first get their attention. And then as you seek to monetize their attention, you have to keep getting their attention the entire way, because if they lose interest or they stop paying attention and they go back to their TikTok videos, you're out of luck. And we live in a world where attention is so hyper competitive. Every time someone decides to pay attention to your copy, they're deciding to not at the same time pay attention to that TikTok video or any number of things that are calling their attention, that video game, et cetera, et cetera. There is always a battle for people's attention, and you need to make sure that your copy, the words that you put or the videos or whatever you're putting in front of the reader, is the most interesting thing to them in the world right now. In order to do that, you need to understand how attention works on a fundamental level. Our brain, we choose to focus on things based on very basic evolutionary drivers. For the longest time, humans, we lived in like a wild world where there were threats, there were things that were trying to eat us. We were desperately trying to get enough calories to survive. We're trying to get together in tribes and reproduce. Like that was it. That was life, and it was difficult. And it was a very hyper competitive situation. If you messed up, oops, gobbled up by a saber-toothed tiger, you're gone. Or, oh, you didn't get that food, you all die, you don't reproduce. So over time, humans became extremely efficient with their attention. The brain doesn't like to use that prefrontal cortex very much because it takes a lot of energy. And remember, calories are difficult. So the brain developed sort of hardwired systems to just determine what to focus on. And there are certain things that take huge priority. And those are the main levers you want to pull in order to generate and keep their attention on your copy. Now, you can really break them down into two main categories. We are hardwired to pay attention to opportunities and to threats to ourselves. Now, opportunities, really, we pay attention to things that we can eat, things that we can, maybe if they give us shelter, like look at like the basic, anything on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, anything that leads to one of those things is something that we are going to pay attention to. But specifically, it's going to be eat, it's going to have cool things, it's going to be mating. Those are going to be the major drivers. And also like social acceptance and social status are some of the main things that we're hardwired to pay attention to on a foundational survival evolutionary level. Now, on the other side, there are threats. Anything that is going to hurt our actual security, anything that's going to hurt our status in the tribe, anything that is cataclysmic, or anything that is going to massively take away anything from us. The fear of loss is almost more powerful than the desire to obtain something new. Anything that is connected to that, we are going to pay attention to. So there are a few little shortcuts for how our brain tries to identify these things, but those are the main drivers. If you can make sure that what you show up with, the first thing they see from you is connected to an opportunity or a threat on one of those foundational levels, people are going to pay attention to you. Now I'm going to show you all the different examples of ways you can do this, all the subcategories of opportunities and threats, and how you can start to leverage those to get people to pay attention and keep paying attention to your stuff.